Right, what is up guys, here on the Tom Clancy Tech channel. My name is James, with you guys another video here today. Today the video is not actually about Ghost Recon Wildlands or Tom Clancy in general really, but I will probably get some sort of links in there. But today I thought I'd just do a quick video talking about the Xbox One X. My general thoughts about it and whether it will change console gaming properly. Those of you that don't know, this was the Xbox console that was at the Xbox E3 conference. It is the most powerful console ever, really. It has some interesting specs that I don't really know that much about, but the main drawing point or the selling point for this is the fact that it's going to be using 4K graphics properly. It's going to be supposedly running it at least at 4K 60 FPS, which could certainly be better. It is the world's most powerful console, as I said before, and the tagline here is that it has 40% more power than any other console, that's including the PS4 Pro. And with it you can experience immersive true 4K gaming and let games play better on the Xbox One X. One thing I would like to say is that yes, the Xbox One X is a terrible name, but the acronym for it is Xbox. If you take the X from Xbox and the B, then 1 and then X, and it spells out Xbox. That's quite cool. But it has an 8-core custom AMD CPU, which has clocked in at 2.3 GHz. Sounds quite impressive. It has a big memory, which means that more of the world can be loaded in at one time. With something like Ghost Recon Wildlands, that'd be pretty cool. One thing I have had on my normal Xbox One is that stuff like barbed wire doesn't render in until you get right close to it. So hopefully something like that wouldn't happen on the Xbox One X. 12 gig of GDDR5 of graphic memory to add speed and power to game performance to enable bigger worlds, further horizons, and quicker load times. Always sounds like something that could be quite nice. There's going to be some lifelike detail with a 6 teraflop GPU enabling 4K environments and characters to become more realistic than ever, with more detail and smoother animations. And bearing in mind all of this stuff is from Xbox's actual website. If you want to go and just have a look at the specs, normally there are websites to do that. They're going to be faster load times, and that is going to be to do with like game graphics and stuff, because there's a 326 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth to keep your gaming momentum flowing. There are some more specs and stuff that if you're really interested in them, but the console is actually very small. If you watch the presentation, you will see that if you put the normal Xbox One controller on it, it is genuinely a very small console. It is the smallest one I think they've made in a long time. Definitely smaller than the Xbox One. It definitely is smaller than the Xbox One S, and I think it's smaller than the 360 as well. It's quite a nice looking console. It's very simplistic, which I quite like the look of. Yes, it's going to be in true 4K, have spatial audio and high dynamic range and 4K game DVR. And then there's going to be 4K exclusives such as Forza Motorsport 7, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, which I particularly like the look of. Sea of Thieves, which again looks quite cool, and Super Lucky's Tale. Yeah, Lucky's Tale I don't really care too much for. That looks definitely like a game to sell for the kids. I'm not also into racing games, but Forza Motorsport 7 did look really cool. And the ones that I am really looking forward to out of the main exclusives are State of Decay 2, which is a zombie game if you weren't aware. But it's also built around base building, which could be quite cool. And Sea of Thieves, which actually looks pretty interesting. That is a sort of cartoonish-esque pirate game where you can have ship-on-ship combat, and you can also go off into islands and stuff, which I think looks quite cool. But let's bring this back into what we know here on the channel, the Ghost Recon or the Tom Clancy franchise. What could this do for the Tom Clancy games? What it is worth remembering here is that games are always made to run on the worst console or the least powerful console that they are made for. At the moment, that is the bog standard Xbox One for most games, the console that I have. It's not very powerful, but it does the job. And most games will be made to run on that, certainly the console things. PC is a bit different. I'm not a massive expert on PC and how that works. But if you look at the consoles, at the moment, it sort of goes Xbox, Xbox One Air. You've got the Xbox and the PS4. PS4 is a bit better. I think the Xbox One S might be a bit more powerful than the bog standard PS4, but they've got the PS4 Pro on the top of the pile. What this will do is that it'll make the lowest console be more powerful. In effect, you will be able to get run your games faster, but I'm not entirely sure how much of a difference it will make overall. I think the main thing that is worth pointing out about this, no matter how excited you are for it, and I am pumped for this console, I'm definitely going to be getting it. I don't know when. It's coming out in November, I believe. I would recommend getting it sort of at the Christmas, after the Christmas, immediately after it comes out. So that would be around sort of Christmas time in 2018, considering this comes out, I believe, in November 2017. And it is a expensive ass console. $499, £449. That is very expensive. And the one thing that you do need to keep in mind is that this is the equivalent to the most powerful PC from 6 years ago. Consoles are still a way behind PCs here, which is understandable. PCs, you look at the size of them, look at the price of them, they are going to be more powerful. I am probably always going to be a console gamer, as I don't like mouse and keyboard, and I find that, I don't know, I just like how consoles work. But it is good for a console, but as a gaming thing, I am dubious about how well the 4K will work. Offline, probably work quite well. Online, not so sure. We've seen that with the PS4 Pro in games like Battlefield 1, that they could only run 4K at 30 FPS. I do think offline it will work quite well. I do not know how it will work online, especially if it's like lag comes into play. Another thing that I'm worried about is that all of the power will be going into 4K. So other graphical things, such as, you know, lighting, that sort of thing, might not be quite as, I don't know, good. But hey, I'm genuinely pretty excited for this console. It could make games such as Ghost Recon Wildlands run better. Open world games in general are pretty hard for consoles to run. I don't really know if the next Tom Clancy game is going to be open world or not. I certainly hope it is. I quite like open world games. And I feel that it certainly could run it in 4K. At the very least, it'll be 1080p, at least 60, and it'll probably limit out at what your monitor can do. Anyway, guys, if you found this video informative and useful, do leave it a like. Check out our previous videos. If there hasn't been one uploaded already, there's going to be a video on the channel direction and how we want to take it forward, and we want to hear from you guys. So if you can go and watch that video when it comes out, or if it has come out already, go and watch it and leave your thoughts on that in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave your thoughts on Xbox One X in this video as well. Asked a lot of you there, I'm sorry about that, but we do want to know what you guys think. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. See you on the next video. Bye.